Now here we have Jacob Blake's dad, who is out there supporting the Breonna Taylor rally. The rally of injustice that has happened in both of these situations. Here's my major problem with majority of this stuff. My people have been conned and sold the bill of goods that getting out and voting for a certain candidate to be put in office is going to make great strides and great changes. But if you look at the Obama administration, what kind of changes were done for his criminal justice while this half white, half black man who VP picked was the person who single bill impacted the black community just as much as any other race's biggest bill, that putting these people in office is going to bring the change that's needed to the criminal justice system, especially when it comes to police officers. My black people are being brainwashed, hoodwinked. The only way this thing is going to change is not inside or not by voting. I'm not saying voting should not be done, but you got to vote for your best interests. And when somebody has a history of voting against your best interests, why in the hell you think they're going to all of a sudden, because you empower them, going to start voting your best interests? Black people have been voting these numbnuts into office for the past 40 years in the high numbers of 90s, 95, 98%. We are the ones that carry you over in an election. We the one that bring you to win or the barely lose. Let me tell you something. If it wasn't for black people being so committed to get out and vote, whenever a Democratic Party lose, if it wasn't for the black folks, they will lose by a landslide against the Republicans. A landslide. We the one keep them barely winning or barely losing. And if there's a blowout, we are the reasons for the blowout. The only reason you got the win is because we came out in high numbers, and you probably got a couple other people that stepped up in their game for us getting out the vote, such as the white women voter, the soccer moms, the dads, some Latinos and things like that. But make no mistake, it's black people who carry over the Democratic Party to the either barely win, barely lose, or blowout. But make no mistake, if it wasn't for us, you would lose by a landslide. This is why it's important for us as black people need to step back and say, hey, bruh, just like any other woman. Any woman said, look, Negro, I've been dating you for 5-10 years now. Look, what's up? It's 10 years, doc. No ring, no nothing. Now, I know you're saying, well, a lot of people get in a committed relationship and things start falling down here. You got to have some level of commitment to the person that you with in a relationship. You got to start doing something for them. That's what I'm saying. You can't go out here and have these relationships with all these other people and come home to your lady thinking that she ain't going to, or man, thinking that she or he feeling neglected. And I'm telling you, my black people, we got to start. These parties are using us bad enough, We know the Republican Party ain't going to do nothing for us. That's why you don't fall for this mess that Trump came out with. But the Democratic Party has been getting the win, getting a W on our backs, but have not done anything concrete for us. There should be no excuse, no reason why they don't push our black agenda that we handed Joe Biden, Barack Obama, whoever we elected in office. And here we are, we got a man who's just going to coast through an election because this guy sucks so bad, that if he don't start putting out some stimulus checks and pretty much go to the left of any Democrat, if he don't go full left of a Democrat, he will lose. But Trump is smart enough to know at the right time, at the right season, I'm going to go full left and I'm going to gain some support. But Joe Biden think he don't have to earn your vote. He already think he's the king of black people. I got black cred because I was with Obama, and some people giving him the black cred. No, you got to earn a black cred. You got to earn it in the black community. What Joe Biden did to earn that black cred? Being Barack Obama is not enough. But some of you think it is. I'm here to tell you, look at his record. He's just as big as Donald Trump, just not out loud with it. Check the record. Now here we got Jacob Blake's father, who allowed the political leaders to put a puppet string on him. And we black people allow these politicians, we allow these parties to put a puppet string on us when we need to cut the puppet strings off and let both of these parties know that you can't count on us and you ain't going to depend on us. If you want us to get out there and vote for you, here's what you need to do for us. Let me tell you something. Our forefathers, yes, they died for you to vote, but they didn't die for you to vote for foolishness. They fought and died for us to have power with our vote. But when you slut vote, giving up the nappy, when you giving it up without anything in exchange, why do you think they don't do anything for us? Because you're just giving it up, and just giving it up. Hey, look, girl, you want to give it up for me for free. If you, without any kind of commitment, I ain't got to take you out to get a hot dog, supersized soda. If you just going to greet me, and we go on to, if we going to be doing that for the next 90 days, why do I feel the urgency of committing to you? You allowed this to happen. This is your thing. Every time I turn around, you calling me to come over your house. I'm trying to at least get a glass of water when I come. You don't even want to even get nothing out of the refrigerator. It's straight to the bedroom. But that's how we are politically. We're not asking the Democratic Party for nothing. And the same thing for you nut-wing Republicans. You're not even asking the Republican Party for something for black people. Both black people should not get in parties and take a stand. You get in a party to stand in the middle. You get in party. I don't mind blacks being in the Republican Party if they stand in that party saying, I'm here for black empowerment. I don't mind them going to green. I don't mind them going to red. I don't give a crap long as you stand for black empowerment. And we must stand together as one no matter where we are in unity and say, I don't give a crap whether I'm in your party or not. I'm in your party because I'm making this demand. You do this for my people or you're not getting elected. Because before I became Republican or Democrat, I was black. Now let's listen to Jacob Blake's father.
Hear them talking to you. They're not there and you hear them talking to you. I knew this family needed some energy and I said, I'm coming. I'm coming.
Yes, you did.
Because we ain't going to lay down anymore.
That's right.
You cannot stop the revolution.
You can't stop the revolution.
You cannot stop it. I stand here.
Now, my brother, you do realize when real revolutions took place, it wasn't about political parties. It was about self-empowerment, brother. Self-empowerment. And the moment we allow political parties to get involved, the moment we start to let corporations get involved, like Black Lives Matter is doing, and the moment we start letting white fingers put their finger on the scale of our movement, the moment we start letting the other communities like the alphabet community and different colors try to take the lead in our movement, that's when we start dying. You cannot let somebody else's movement get involved with our music movement, let alone take the lead. Take the lead. When you're doing a black agenda or a real Black Lives movement or a black empowerment movement, this ain't got nothing to do whether you're being gay or straight. You got to lay that stuff down at the table. It's about black. I don't care if you come from the Jewish community. I don't care if you come from the Arab community. If you're going to support us, you do whatever you need to do to get your community to back us up. But you ain't leading this. Black leading this. And I'm sad to say I'm looking at Black Lives Matter, the organization, not the movement, and they're taking all these dollars from all these corporations. That boy, Malcolm X would slap the black off you if he found out you were doing that. Those are the killers of movement. The killers. You don't let nobody infiltrate. You don't let political parties infiltrate. You don't let corporate dollars infiltrate. You do this among yourself. And you're not going to get any kind of hardcore police laws against police from the inside of a political party. From the inside of a corporate funded movement. Don't be fooled. You get these commercials, Black Lives Matter, and you go to these stores with the Black Lives Matter sign in the corner. They only do that to us when something is bad going on with us. When somebody get killed, they want to holler Black Lives Matter. But yet the gay community, boy, it's all fun and sun. They throw that rainbow in the window and it's all come by from us. You do know they do that so you can have trust and love in them enough to continue to buy their products. Sometimes I walk through Manhattan on purpose, late night, looking at all these businesses with Black Lives Matter on the inside, on the front of the window, and I say to myself, do it really do? Do it? Or are you just saying that because you want black people to support your business? Or you scared to lose black support, or you think one of these black people gonna crack your window wide open. Let's continue to listen to Jacob Blake's father.
Here today in Louisville, Kentucky, one of my favorite cities I may add. Muhammad Ali came from here. I've made salat with Muhammad Ali so many times you wouldn't believe it. I've heard so many stories about it was a chicken place with biscuits here he would talk about. I'm here for this family. And if you think you got a sucker standing in front of you,
Talk to him.
if you think you got a sellout standing in front of you,
Talk to him.
my son gave me the power to come over here today. He cannot stand for himself today. So I stand for him. We stand for it. We are family. We are community. It takes everyone to stand up and say something.
That's right.
You cannot get rolled over.
Jacob is standing for the family. Brianna.
Jacob's standing for Brianna.
That's right.
Did he say her name? Did Daniel Cameron say her name? And that's what he is.
Well,
That's what he is. If you have breath in your body
come on now.
and you are concerned about the lives of your children,
Now, I'm going to pause it here, people. By the way, this is Robert Brown with the Rob Report. I haven't been with you in a while. Welcome to another episode of the Rob Report, where, my motto, the truth shall make you free. The Bible never said the truth shall set you free. It said the truth will make you free. There's a difference between set and make. I'd rather be made than set. Set means somebody else has let you go. It's time for us to let ourselves go. Now look here. Let me bring myself back up screen and talk to you for a second. You notice I haven't been doing a Rob Report in about a couple of weeks. A lot of stuff has happened, a lot of stuff on my mind. And I really need to get my priorities in order concerning this. We got an election coming up in a couple of weeks. In a few weeks. Bottom line is Donald Trump or Joe Biden is going to be elected. Two biggest running for office, and one of the biggest going to get elected. And majority of y'all are forced to vote for the lesser of the two biggest. Me personally, I don't vote biggest in office. So you can hate me, you can don't like me, but you cannot count my vote. Well, a vote against Joe Biden is a vote for Trump. Or a vote against Trump is a vote for Joe Biden. How about let me make it clear. My vote is against both of you. You can't do that. Watch my smoke and you'll see. See, I'm more concerned of the House and Senate. See, the president isn't all powerful. He has to have collaborators. And for the last 4 years, the Democratic Party, along with the Republican Party, has been collaborating in a lot of Trump's agenda, from the judges all the way down to that corporate bailout that most of us should have been getting the money from, because it's coming out of our pocket, that they gave to everybody but us. Now, I don't want to get into that right now, but I'm just letting you know, we know one of the two bigots are going to get elected. And I know some of you would rather have the low-key bigot in front versus the upfront bigot. Me personally, I'd rather have you in my face so I can know how to deal with you. I don't want no incognito bigot that have a relationship, strong relationship, long-term relationship with both Democratic and Republican Party. At least this upfront bigot got some sort of opposition. It's not as big as, it's bigger than what Joe will ever get, because Joe would not have any opposition in office. And I know you think that's a good thing, that Joe is able to get Republicans and Democrats on his side. You better go check Joe Biden's record of getting Republican Democrats on his side, because the policies that he pushed, where he got Democrats and Republican on his side, did not fare well for black people. Matter of fact, made big money. Half of the prisons, majority of the private prisons, major corporations got free labor. And the reason why we got this police overreach without impunity, where a cop can just bust us upside the head, and the state prosecutors and the local prosecutors and state attorney generals can cover it up like they did in Louisville, Kentucky, like they did in California, specifically San Francisco, when Kamala Harris. I see some of y'all up there, you're mad at the brother, and I'm mad too. I mean, he was a coon anyway. Republican black sellout that they propped up to try to keep you at bay, because a black man came with the decision of what happened to Breonna Taylor. But they don't tell you about the many local political leaders, both Republican and Democrat, that sided with that guy. And then here you got your VP running for office. She did the same doggone thing in California, helping the cops cover up the crimes that happened to blacks and Latinos in California when they did police overreach or unnecessary roughness, and even murder, even killing. Yeah, Kamala Harris. So I tell you, people, you got to get out of your TV bubble and go check people's records. She did the same freaking thing. But they keep saying, look, in order to change this situation, you need to get out and vote. They want to put all the ills of solving these problems in the world is to get out and vote. Let me tell you, the only way you're going to change this situation, because your fight is not Republican, Democrat. It's not against liberal and conservative. It's against white supremacy, which are in both parties. Both liberal and conservatives are white supremacists. That is your fight. And some of you are going to lend your vote to put another white supremacist in office, and no black person should be putting white supremacists in office, because they are the one cracking your heads. Doesn't matter whether it's Republican or Democrat. Doesn't matter whether they're black or not. No black man should be empowering people to continue to crack you upside the head, continue to crack your sons and daughters upside your head. Cracking you upside your head is a bipartisan effort. It ain't got nothing to do with who's in control. That's been going on when Democrats are in control, when Republicans are in control, they still cracking your head. And then here we got Bernie Sanders, of all people, gonna post, and you see this post. He gonna act like he mad because Breonna Taylor murder wasn't justified. Bruh, look, man, I campaigned for you in 2012. Fool me once, shame on me, you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I wasn't falling for the old okie doke again. You got some nerves to mention that Breonna Taylor didn't get any justice when you are supporting the man who allowed the over-policing through that crime bill, who allowed the incentivizing of police officers doing anything necessary to catch drug dealers, including this. They wanted something on Breonna Taylor, and they tried so hard just to convict her former boyfriend from years ago, just to get something on him. They even offered to lessen his time if he can rat her out, and he refused to do it. Nobody in the household for quite a while would tell you that they heard the cops announce themselves, but all of a sudden, here come at the later stage, somebody said they heard somebody that stays so far away from them. They will look at anything to cover up the police officers doing this. And the current laws concerning crime and investigating crime and dealing with drugs in the drug war that's still going on today, that same old bigot policy with Hatch and Biden back then, back in 93, back in 90. That same old freaking bill is allowing these cops to do anything necessary to convict drug dealers. Not to mention the fact that whole entire area that she lived in was up for zoning, and they wanted to put they wanted to make some money out there in that area, and they were trying to push people out of that vicinity anyway. We don't even want to go there. Kind of like the Nipsey Hussle thing. Here Bernie Sanders talking about, I'm appalled, I'm hurt. Bruh, you voted for that bill. Yeah, but, I went on the Senate floor and I told everybody how it was going to undermine, disproportionately target black people. Yeah, but after you voted on it, you went and, after you made that famous speech that people get so proud of and clap their hands for, you still took your behind in there and voted for it. Well, I had to vote for it because I needed money for the Violence Against Women Act. That's even more insulting, because here this woman, clearly a woman who experienced the ultimate violence of being murdered butt-ball naked in her own house. You freaking kidding me? So don't you dare ever mention the Women's Against Violence Against Women Act as a lame excuse to vote for that crime bill. Joe Biden was successful to take a conservative right-wing bill. Let me stop using the conservative and right wing. I'm trying to tell y'all it's not about that. He's going to take a white supremacist bill, a bill that is designed to crack the head of black people, a bill that is designed, and don't get me wrong, drugs was out the wazoo. The impact on drugs in the community was very horrible, but you got to understand how those drugs got there and how we as black people lean toward selling or being abused or being using the drug. You got to understand that was a systematic strategy of white supremacy. So-called white supremacy. They're not supreme. But how do you think the drugs got in the hood? How do you think the drugs got in the United States? Our federal government. Look here. There's no excuse why this girl should be dead. None whatsoever. But if you think voting is going to change that, I'm not telling you don't vote. You need to go vote. And probably me personally, you make sure you vote. See, I'm the type of person, I know you're going to vote for bigot or bigot Biden or bigot Trump. I know you're going to pick one of those bigots. I know. My thing is, I'm not going to allow you to go in that voting booth, think you're doing a happy vote, because this is not a happy vote. This is worse than Hillary Clinton versus Trump. Two horrible, crappy candidate that just wasn't good for America anyway. Bunch of lying bastards. Both of them. And here we go again, 2020 now. Same thing. This time it's two pathological, lying, bigot, racist with rape allegations. One just don't have no clue what he's doing for his legislating, so he's doing some of the most dumbest things he can to try to hold on to power. And you got somebody who know how to legislate and would do some of the most crafty, smartest things to take power away from you than anybody can ever do. You tell me which is the biggest threat. To me, I don't do the which is biggest threat. Both of them are threat, and both of them don't need to be in. But I know y'all gonna pick it. But I am not gonna put none of these two fools in. I might vote down ballot tickets, make sure the people in New York that I know are doing right by the people, I'm gonna vote them into office. People who are not, they can kiss my behind. I don't care who they're running up against. I'm not gonna vote for you. I'm not gonna give you, why I'm gonna keep empowering you to do nothing. Not gonna do it. But that's me. I'm not telling y'all to do that. Where I'm at right now, I couldn't stand Klein, and I did some workshops for Klein. Couldn't stand the dude. One of the biggest corporate politicians you ever met in your life. He'll stab you with a corporate pen before he do anything for the American people. Let's go back to Jacob Blake's father. And here is the problem with Black America.
Your grandchildren, your brothers, your sisters, your mother, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles. You will take yourself and register to vote.
Amen.
Because if we do not change these laws, they will still continue to treat us like we are animals. My son and...
Now, Mr. Blake, you mentioned if we don't change these laws, they're going to continue to treat us like animals. We've been trying to change these laws for 50 years, man. 50 years. You voted again. You voted. We had a black president with a black attorney general, and it didn't get any better. Matter of fact, they tightened up. Matter of fact, they looked down on black protesters, called the protesters in Ferguson a bunch of idiots. Pull your pants up, Pookie. Look here. Pull your pants up, Pookie. I honestly believe that, we need to, no. Crack the head. Crack the skull of the protesters in Wall Street. Crack the skulls of the water protectors down there in Dapple. We're going to play it out. And, I'm just going to sit back and relax and let it play out. And then if it gets kind of out of hand, then I'll jump in. Yeah, you did more than jump in. So don't tell me that it doesn't matter whether it's Republican or Democrat. You keep voting them in and keep voting them in, and they are not changing these laws. They've been cracking our heads and killing us for decades. The only way you're going to get this done is you're going to have to hit them in the streets. You're going to have to hit them in the pocket. You're going to have to do some boycotts. You got to do some sit downs, whatever it takes. You're going to have to hit them in their pocket. And you cannot allow a politician to stop you from hitting them in the pocket, because that's what Obama did when it came to the NBA. Now, you go back and watch my video on that. One of the most powerful moves that we could have did as Black Americans, or Americans in general, or a general strike, was the NBA deciding that they were not going to play any basketball because of what happened to your son, bruh. And you talking about vote. Here you got Barack Obama goes in and tell the basketball players, look here, the basketball owners, they got their donors, they got their corporate support. We can't hit them like that. What we got to do is we got to set up a little commission. And now stop this commission stuff. Stop these platform committees here and commission. All that crap ain't doing nothing. The streets, protests, boycotts, sit downs, shutdowns. That's how the labor movement do it. And that's how we did it back in the 60s. That's when they heard you, and that's when they decided to do some change. And they didn't start allowing you to come in and get any political power until after that. And most of y'all got the political power and didn't do jack. You got interracial access and you were satisfied with that. You got a chance to have you some white women and white men, whatever you want, however, whatever boat you float, and you stop legislating on behalf of your people hard and aggressive.
Breonna were human beings. The laws, the people's minds, they have to be changed. We know how to speak English. We know how to articulate. You can't feel the way we feel unless you put on this suit. I don't take this suit off for nothing.
Now, I'm going to stop here. I'm not popping shots at this man. This man lost his son. There's no painful. No, he didn't lose his son. His son is in the hospital, but his son can't walk. He almost lost his son. Breonna Taylor mother, this Benjamin Crump got that $12 million settlement. He got a cut of that. I mean, let me tell you something about Benjamin Crump. White supremacists love when Benjamin Crump comes to town because they know he want one thing first. He want justice, but he want a settlement first. So they figure if we give you a settlement, that could change the situation. So they don't fear Benjamin Crump because they know Crump is coming for a payout. Real activist lawyers are not looking for a payout. And he's getting a cut. So even though he's fighting for the Breonna Taylor family, the whole point of him getting involved with these situations is number one thing he go for is the civil suit. And at the end of the day, whether they vote guilty, not guilty, whatever, as long as he signed the deal for the civil suit, he got his cut. That brother ain't doing nothing pro bono, Sonny Bono, or Bono for YouTube. I don't give a crap. He ain't doing nothing pro bono. Your child being brutally attacked, you'll kill somebody over that. So I understand what this brother is going through, but his thought on how to fix this situation is the same old, lame old, cockamamie, never going to get it done thinking that's been going on for 30, 40, 50 years. You vote these people out, vote our people in, and they're going to change. We voted them out over and over again. We voted our people in, and ain't nothing changed. Why? Because it ain't about liberal, it ain't about conservative, it ain't about Republican or Democrat. It's about keeping white power over any other power, dominating any other power, and reminding you who has the power. Because the moment you start challenging this, the moment they start making noise. And they clearly saying, look, we could go in your house and shoot all you up. You could be butt ball naked and don't even have a gun. At the end of the day, we gonna free our boys. Heck, you might get the charge for having the nerves to pull out a gun and defend yourself. Are you freaking kidding me? So, Mr. Blake, I love you, brother. You remind me of my Uncle Buck, man. I love you. Look just like Uncle Buck. But, bruh, you cannot use a political movement, push a political movement. You cannot side up with the political movement for social change. That has to be done from the bottom on up, from the streets. And once you get them nervous, let me tell you something. I know I'm going long, but when I guess they say it's Antifa. I don't know. It could have been anybody. It could be somebody acting like Antifa, so Antifa can get the blame. It's the Antifa just mean anti-fascist. Everybody, if you're anti-fascist, you're Antifas. If you pro-fascist, you're fascist. So I mean, the labels don't mean nothing to me. But when those people started going down to Fifth Avenue. See, people are smarting up now. They're like, look, we're not gonna mess up our own neighborhoods. It's messed up enough. Y'all not giving us no money. We come to your neighborhood and mess it up. As soon as they start doing that, you got everybody. Governor Cuomo, Mayor de Blasio, you got President Barack Obama. Everybody saying, look here, Pookie. Violent protest is not the way to go. Well, when your peaceful protest till your peace done fell off the protest, what do you got next? When you're being accused of, you're getting on your knee at a football game and Ruth Ginsburg said, you're an idiot. Ruth Ginsburg said that to Colin Kaepernick. What an idiot. When your peaceful protest is not enough to get it done, what do you think they're going to do? And why do you think the only way to get things done, why do you think peaceful protest is always the way to get things done when majority of the time it's not? Come on, people. You know, when the white settlers came from England, you know, they stood their ground. They fought against the British. That wasn't peaceful. The British was trying to take away something that they valued, and they stood up and defended themselves and pushed them back. They didn't do that by marching peacefully. They didn't say we shall overcome. None of that crap. They came out with the bayonets, the guns, and all that kind of stuff. And when was you talking this peaceful protest? Y'all wasn't peaceful when y'all burned down Black Wall Street. When y'all looted our churches, burnt our churches up, blew up our little girls in churches. Where were you with that peaceful protest stuff? Trump, where were you? You know, we can't have people burn up our churches and burn up. Where were you when y'all was doing that to us? And let me stop, man. Let me get off this thing. Let me finish with Mr. Blake, and I'm done with this one.
I go to sleep in it, I eat in it, I walk in it, I wash in it. I can't take it off. But there's no need for you to look at us in an animalistic way. We are no less important than you white people standing in this crowd.
That's right.
We understand that we love our children, we love our families like you love yours. Why in 2020 am I having to tell you that we're human beings? Why? Say her name!
Breonna Taylor!
Say her name!
Breonna Taylor!
Say her name!
Breonna Taylor!
I love y'all, Louisville.
Now, that was a passionate speech from Jacob Blake's father. Now, I feel that brother heart. And I'm on this say her name thing. But to me, saying her name, to me, that's like putting the name of Black Lives Matters in all these streets. What is it doing? Malcolm X says symbolism, they will always allow symbolism to take place versus real change. So you can put up all the symbols. You can say the name. That's great. But Breonna Taylor is not the name of Jesus, where in the scriptures say every knee shall bow, every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ is Lord at the name of Jesus. And her name is important. And everybody should remember her name. They should remember Sandra Bland's name. And I could go through a list of on and on. Eric Gardner, you know, everybody should remember these people who were slain by police officers. Remember the name. But remembering the name ain't going to get nothing done. The only way you're going to get things done, the only way you're going to get real change is not by rallying around a certain politician who 9 out of 10 probably push laws that help this stuff out, that allow this stuff to happen, even incentivize this stuff to happen. Back in the day, man, that crime bill had police just jump out the car, throw you on the wall, push your head on the ground, put their knee on your head, not your throat back then, but on your head, throw you in the back of the car, interrogate you for at least an hour in the car, beat you up, throw you out in the middle of nowhere, and you got to find your way home. And you can complain about the cops all you want. It's your word versus theirs. Crime bill allowed that. Whatever it takes to get these criminals in jail. And at that time, the criminals primarily black. It wasn't the white collar criminals. It was the black hood criminals. And don't get me wrong. Some of these guys was ruthless. Some of them needed to be in jail. But you got to understand, there's something that triggered that in our community. Number one, we didn't fly the drugs into here. And if we did, we had some kind of contract with either the federal government, the military to get them in. Just like any other drug dealer from Mexico, from South America, and even Europe. So we want to continue to believe, oh, you got to get out there and vote. Vote. You get out there and vote, but vote your best interests. Vote somebody that's for black empowerment. If they're not, that's you voting against your interests. Well, they're not going to say there are, then they're going to lose voters. I don't give a crap. When are they going to stand up and stand up for us? When are they going to be willing to risk losing a demographic for us? Because they'll show support another demographic and expect us to still support them. Oh yeah, they'll support the LGBT community and all that, and rightfully so. But they're going to do whatever they can for them and expect black people to still come out there and support them 90 to 95% of the time and still do nothing for us. Nothing. Well, I seen Joe Biden's Lift America plan. That's not a black America. That's not a black agenda. That's a colored people agenda. Blacks are not colored. Blacks are no more colored than whites. And you get your mind out of black people being colored people. That's what they told you. Black is a color, white is a color, yellow is a color, red is a color. It don't matter. All of us are colored people. That agenda that they tout as an African American agenda, once you read the bill, it goes all the way to people of color, including LGBTQ, white LGBTQ men, and also white women. So that's why you need to start pushing to these politicians that you want a black exclusive agenda. Don't mix our agenda up with everybody else. We're not the same. We don't have the same needs. Hey, boy. Look, people. November is coming. You have a right to vote. I'm not really the type of person to tell people who to vote for or whatever. You got your reason to vote. Who am I to tell you who to vote for? Like my granddaddy say, boy, I got 2 nuts. And I got 1 hand to hold them. If you take your hand and put your hand on my nuts, I'm knocking you out. And that's the way I feel about voting. Hold your own nuts. Leave mine alone. Don't worry about who I'm voting for. That's my business. That's why a lot of people don't like to tell people who they vote for, because if they tell you, you're going to want to fall out with them. You don't want to have them over for Thanksgiving dinner. You're going to fall out with your family members because some even though I don't know why they want to vote for Trump, I don't know why they want to vote for Biden, but you're going to have somebody that vote for Trump that's in your family and you don't even want to talk to them no more. Like Joe Biden going to come see you if you in the hospital with stage 4 cancer. Like Trump is going to come to your hospital when you are suffering from some kind of chronic disease. These people don't care about you. So why are you going to put your family on the bus because they may support one of those 2 people? I don't care. I'm going to love you regardless. I'm going to receive you regardless. I don't care who you decide to vote for. Look, you can take this stuff all personally all you want, but these people personally don't care about you. So in saying that, on this segment of the Rob Report, we got a few weeks. You already know my stance. I don't vote in known. It's one thing is I'm kind of sure, but known bigots whose rhetoric is bigotry, whose legislative record is bigotry. Me as a man that love my people, why am I going to put one of these bigots in office? You can put one of these bigots in office. That's fine. But when these bigot legislations come out as a result of Trump or Biden, you got to look at yourself. See, I'll be able to look at myself in the mirror. So you can't use that old Jedi mind trick. Well, vote for Trump. If you don't vote for Trump, it's a vote for Biden or vice versa. You can't fool me that don't work. Psychologically, it don't work. And in actuality, it doesn't make sense, because in order to win an election, a vote got to be tallied. If your candidate wasn't willing to come off his high horse and do what he need to do to earn that vote, then he's responsible, not the voter. Nobody owe your candidate a vote. Nobody owe your party a vote. Your candidate or your party want that person vote. That candidate need to say, what do I need to do to earn your vote? So whenever you see me on Facebook and I get at your favorite candidate and you get mad at me, you talking about bite the bullet or, hold your nose. I'm like, bruh, where I live, I ain't holding my nose. I don't do that. When I vote, it's because I got faith in the person that I vote for. I'm not voting out of fear, and I'm not voting out of confusion. And clearly, most of y'all gonna vote out of fear, and a lot of y'all gonna vote out of confusion. I'd rather vote out of faith. If I can't vote out of faith, I'm not voting for you at all. And that's my American right, and that's millions of other people in America. Well, if you don't vote, stop worrying about the people that don't vote and go out there and encourage some people to vote. See, your problem is, instead of you getting at your candidate to encourage him to do whatever he needs to earn the votes of progressives, to earn the votes of ADOS, or whoever's saying, look, what are you going to do to earn my vote? You need to get your candidate to find out what he need to do to earn these people vote and encourage your candidate to do it. Stop looking at the voter and putting down the voter because they say, yo, my vote, man, no. What you got on my 40, homie? What are you going to do for my community? Let me tell you something. The Chinese people ain't playing that. You want their vote? You going to do something for their community. The Jewish people doing it. The LGBTQ community doing it. The Latino community doing it. But when we try to do it, you want to look down on us. When we the one been carrying y'all for the past 50 years, almost, you can say almost 1950, yeah. At least over 30, 40 years, we've been carrying you. I'm 52. We've been carrying Democrats since 1968. And I was born in 1968. So we've been carrying Democrats for 50-some years. In the past 10 years, put it in the comment section. What have the Democratic Party done for black people in the past 10 years? I'm going to leave it there. Now, I'm not telling you, and get out of here with you Republican, that's why you need to vote for Trump. It's the same thing go for Trump. Same thing go to Republicans. Them fools ain't did nothing for us either. So if neither people are doing anything for us, then why are we just slut voting? Why are we just giving one to vote over the other out of fear? No, bruh. If you want to beat this dude, we got to talk. Because you can beat him, but it takes me to help you. So if you want to beat this punk, this chump, and you want to do it in a landslide, this is what we want you to do for our community. Just like the Chinese people do it. The Asian community do it. Just like the LGBTQ community. Just like everybody else do it. Most people see their vote as a hot value commodity that every politician wants. And if they want to get elected, they're going to have to come and buy that vote. And when I say buy, they're going to have to find out what we want, and they're going to have to agree to it. If they don't, move on, bruh. But Trump, or but this, don't button me. You can't scare me like that. Ain't no punk. If I had kids, I'd pack up my kids and go to Nigeria before I punk out like that. Ain't no way I'm going to let two parties control how I push for freedom. I'd rather go somewhere else and live free. The problem with us as people is everybody out there is making these politicians earn their vote. And we're too scared to do the same because you're fearing the orange man when you need to fear the old dried up white man too. Other white man too. Both of them are problems. Both of them have a history of crapping on you. Both of them have a history of looking down on you. And just because you elect one or the other don't mean they're going to start looking up to you. So you need to strike where the iron is hot. We got about a month and a week. So for you people out there trying to tell us, hold your no, vote blue no matter who and all that, bruh, stop talking to me. I'm not your problem. Your politician is the problem. I got things I want done for my community. If your politician agree to do them and campaign on them and preach it, he can get my vote. But if you want to dance around, monkey around with it, and shy around with it, and be ashamed with it, he can kiss my behind too. That goes from the White House on down to mayor. Y'all can kiss my behind. Same thing for these judges. I'm looking at your judging record, and you locked up more blacks than anybody for some of the dumbest crimes. But you got these white people who got arrested for white collar crime, you letting them go. And you think I'm going to vote for you? I don't give a crap if you are a Democratic, left-leaning, liberal judge. Because I realize it's not about left or right. It's not about liberal or conservative. It's not about Republican or Democrat. It's about white power trying to control everybody else but white power. Rob Brown with the Rob Reporter. Holler at you later. Peace.